Hi, I've read a book that came out on the 5th of June. I was hoping to get it read before publication day, but I didn't. Never mind, I've read it now. It's The Passengers on the Hankyu Line by Hiro Arikawa. And it's another cozy Japanese translation. The Hankyu Line runs from Takarazuka and Nishinomiya. I do apologise. Before I make these videos, I go on Google Translate and tell me how to pronounce. Then I sit in front of here and I've forgotten. It's old age. Anyway, the Hankyu Line is known for its burgundy livery. And what this book is we follow the train in one direction in springtime and then do the return journey 6 months later when autumn's now taking hold. And on the outward journey, you glimpse the passengers and you see these same passengers again on the return journey 6 months later. And you can see how life has changed for them. You've got a man who meets the young woman who always seems to get the library book that he's after just before him. You've got a wedding guest who sought revenge. A young woman who wants to leave an abusive partner. A housewife who's been sucked into a toxic woman's group. And a widow spending time with her granddaughter. Those are just some of them. And these people come across each other on the train. They meet each other again in each other's chapters. And then 6 months later, they encounter each other again. Each chapter is is titled one of the stations that the train stops at. So you sort of see it going out and coming back. And these people, each of these people, these encounters, they're all sort of interconnected because each person seems to have, these little encounters between these passengers, they're catalysts in their lives. So they've sparked something in their lives. Does that make sense? There is a charm in this because we've all sat on trains, haven't we? You sit on trains and you hear snippets of conversations, you see people, and from these little snippets and things you wonder what is going on in their lives, what their relationships are, that sort of thing. We've all done it. I do all the time. And you see these passengers doing it. You see these passengers looking along the train and saying and wondering. And the beauty of this is that you get a deep dive almost in what the real story is with these people. So you get the passengers wondering about them, and then you get the real story. And then you see what's happened to these people sort of 6 months down the line. It's a book with no plot as such. But you've got these encounters where you've got love and friendship, acceptance, humour, romance, life. It's a book about life. And it is a lovely cosy read. It came out on the 5th of June. And if you're into Japanese literature, which I am, pick it up. It's a nice cosy read. The ideal book to read on a train, maybe. So, The Passengers on the Hankyu Line by Hiro Arikawa. So happy reading. Take care.